Hello and welcome back to our second match, the main event between John Egan and Aidan Owen. I think it still stands at 16 grand, the pot. Let's see how this one goes, see if it's any closer than the first match.
Coming on, Egan. No, he looks like Shaun Storry. You know when he put that fucking metal fucking triangle pushing fucking home base. Played at home base. Come on, boy. Yes, cabbage.
So welcome back to Elite Able TV. Apparently you've already been introduced by the word Mason, Mr. Mason himself. This is
Oh, it's an early miss. Okay, so I don't really know either of these players. I played against John a couple of weeks ago and he destroyed me. Didn't take long, so this could be a fast-paced game. I know Aiden is a massive snooker player. He's very good. So I'm not sure how much pool he plays. I'm sure people can tell me. But this could be quick.
right. Sorry about my complete inability to speak properly a second ago. I hadn't realised that the game had been introduced. I had 1,000,001 things going on in my head. Welcome back. If you watched the game before, it was a bit of a cracker, wasn't it? Totally run away with by Shaun Storry. Definitely not too enjoyable for Richard Jones. Let's see what these guys have got.
Craig Harper. No, this is black ball. Louis, or Louise, sorry, however. You might have to ask one of the people you may know that you know are up here, because I'm a bit unsure on the scores, as I don't know who was playing for what and who was playing where. So, with this being a really quick pace game, possibly, it might bring out quite a few mistakes in these players.
Yeah, they seem to be rushing around the table a little bit. I think they just need to settle down a little bit.
Possibly. John's a quick player anyway. Seems like quite a lot of the crowd here for John. We'll see how the night goes on. get share in the match and the feed, get as many people watching as possible. This is a big game. It could be close. I think it'll be closer than the last game. Everyone said to me that Shaun would run away from it, and he pretty much did. He was helped on the way a little by Richard's mistakes, but that's the game of ball, that's what happens.
So I think yellows are probably the colour to go for here.
Yeah, I would agree on that.
I'm surprised he didn't take the one that was closer to the rail for his first shot, because that was his main problem ball. But just rolled this one into the corner and then play that one.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue there.
It's got a little bit of angle to get back up the table.
I think the hardest ball is the black.
Most top players will look at the black ball first and work their way backwards before they approach the table.
That was a careless mistake.
Yeah, he seems to rush around the table, doesn't he?
He's very, very quick.
Oh, has he got the treble? No.
Let's see if he can punish and make this 1-1.
He's only got one problem ball, and that's the one on the rail.
If you don't fancy it, though, he'll just play safe.
He could even take it out on with this shot with a little bit of a side.
No, he's not looking. He's either thinking, I'll take the double, or he's going to lay up behind it and leave nothing and then finish on his next go. Unless he's confident enough that he'll clear the pocket. Or is he going to move it now?
Yeah.
He tried. I think he left it a bit too late, to be honest with you, to move it.
I think he should have taken it when I said, when he took the one next to the other red that was right next to the pocket.
Oh, that's a
nice
great shot.
Little flick.
I'd tell you what, I didn't think the angle was there.
Nice.
Shows what we know.
That's why we're this side. So we're live in Essex at Legends Sports Bar in Braintree, and it's quite an atmosphere in here. Got quite busy for this main event. 16 grand. Wow. Now this is a tricky cut.
See, that was poor cueing. He just threw his body at that. You've got to be smooth. If you watch the replay, he throws his body at it. See his arm move. His bridge arm moved along with his body.
Yeah, both players just need to settle a little bit. So here's the first frame. Second frame, sorry.
Just say keep up. John could have put a bit of thought into that, not just whack it.
I think John just needed to slow down a little bit and make sure he got his positional play a bit better, because he seemed to overrun his balls slightly, which got him into a bit of a pickle. He could have won that frame.
A few people are joining now. Keep sharing.
Yes, keep sharing, guys.
Anthony Walker, no, I agree, but he tried to pop that, but he just chucked his body at it because he knew it was a tough shot. Even though the yellow was safe, he wasn't leaving much, but you don't want to get into a bad habit straight away at the beginning of a match. You're in for a couple of hours with a good opponent. You don't want to keep doing that because it just becomes a pattern of making silly mistakes, and we all do it. He'll know what he did. He's too good not to know, especially as a snooker background. You know how you got to play at snooker. You got to be still. You got to be like a robot. But early doors. If anyone knows these two, if you want to put a little post, little message giving us some background on these two and what your thoughts are between these two and maybe why they're playing each other, Let's say we don't really know these players. See, John seems to me like he's always looking for the finish. When I played him a few weeks ago, he always just wanted the finish. Which, okay, it's fair enough. If you're good enough to do that, then fair enough.
That's a good shot. He's got a bit of angle on there, so he can either flick out the yellow or...
The yellow goes, he doesn't need to move it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, or he could just tap that in and it goes in the middle or the top corner. I would prefer the middle bag, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think he's just rolled a bit too far.
Yeah. He's got a bit too much of an angle on it. He kind of wanted to be a bit straighter on it, didn't he?
I think that'll be alright. Off the cushion. Screw it off the cushion. With a bit of side, straighten it up.
He's played that well. He's played that very well. So he just needs to roll this in and then take the black in the left top corner pocket.
Is it the correct side just to roll that in?
It's deceiving on the stream, isn't it?
Yeah, he played centre ball with just a little bit of side. Oh, he's missed. There's some right mistakes going on this early.
Oh, and he's pulled it safe. The last place he wants to put it. It's just going to be an easy snooker. I would imagine he'll take the single red and leave the white on the top cushion.
You can't say he wouldn't have been confident in trying to pop that because he knew he was leaving the white there.
Yeah, John's got plenty of time now, hasn't he?
Yes, very much so. Oh, Dan O'Rourke has joined. I'm doing your job tonight. That was a good hit, but it's not helped him. Yeah.
Oh, what a shot. Nice.
I'm watching the wrong screen here. That was a ball behind. So they're all developed now. It's just going the correct way.
The bonus is the black ball's not actually touching the rail, so it makes it a bit easier. And these are just little stuns and screw shots. So
with the new cloth, it don't really matter still. The ball can be touching and if you cue it straight, you're potting it, simple as. They're just sliding in. Give them 2 months and then they'll rattle.
Yeah. These are ideal though, aren't they? Little stuns and screws.
Yeah.
That's what you want when you're playing. You don't want to have to work the weight around the table.
He should be in his element then. Little stuns, because that's what you do in snooker. You're stunning the ball.
Yeah. So good evening to those who've just joined. Please like and share the stream. Currently got 300 people watching. Let's make it up to 400. Go on, guys. Nice.
That's more like it.
So he punished John for his mistakes on the black ball. He should have took his time cueing it, because it wasn't a difficult one. Just needs to settle. My good pal George Pope has just joined. Good evening, George. How are you?
Okay, full frame. See, we can see the difference already. These guys are not using the shot rack, and yes, they're getting a split, but the balls are in pairs. You know, they're not all open. They're all clumped together, and so it makes a little bit more work. You have to think a little bit more, and I think that's the difference, or that is the difference, I say.
Yeah, I think reds are my favourites to take on.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
First ball.
He's looking at red into the middle. But obviously the whites, depending on how he can play it, the white,
doesn't look easy.
He's cutting it. He's cutting it into the corner. He's missed it by quite some way.
And he split the yellow up.
But the thing is, yellows all go, because this yellow down here passes the red. So
yellows look a little bit more tasty now he split that.
Possibly. He might think, oh, I might go yellows.
Because the one on the top rail
if he
by
can
the
see
scoreboard
that,
passes that red, I think.
If he can see that red, I think you'll be able to see better than me. If he can get past the black to see the yellow, I think yellows then are there to be taken.
No, I don't think he can. No, you can't see that yellow. So he's taking reds.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh. That was a poor shot. See, and that's what happens. I think it was such a standard shot just to be the correct side of that ball. And then he's had to try and create, and it's not worked.
It's a shame that yellow came in the way. He could have taken the cocked hat. Very tricky, but I know Jakob would have liked that shot.
That's what happens when you can't control the white.
That's pretty much my favourite shot. Not controlling the white, that is.
I think he almost went for it.
He tried off the red, didn't he?
Yeah.
Put it in the corner.
He seems like a very confident player.
They both do.
They might as well. They're both watching each other miss, so you might as well. I know it's early doors, but
I think they need to slow themselves down a little bit. I think they're all a bit hyped up.
John won't. See, he's played one easy shot into the middle and he's already in no man's land. He's not. I know he's got a pot, but he's unsure what to do. Okay, he didn't have a pot. See, they were all there to have a go at.
And he's overrun that as well.
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, look at the disappointment. It's rushing though. He's rushing.
Tough pot, to be fair. Right, he's lucky he's got a second chance here, so make the most of it. Oh, someone won a frame. A couple of guys supporting, cheering him up, whoever that was. It's behind us.
Good evening, Mark on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Please like and share the page. Let's get lots of viewers. I think once they settle down, this is going to be a corker of a match. A lot of pressure for 16 grand.
Yes.
And playing on a stream.
I don't think that matters to them. They're both experienced enough to not care for the camera in front of them.
I was talking to John outside and he seemed very confident.
Yeah, you should do.
He's approaching the table very confidently.
Should stay at home if you're not confident.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you've got a negative mind you, I'm not going to win.
Yeah,
nope.
You've been sharing the stream?
Yeah, I have shared it fucking everywhere. Oh, not this one.
Language, people, language. Come on, Jakob.
I paid out all the money, which is good.
Sorry?
Language.
I just said what you're playing at.
Oh, shit, you're on there.
He did it. Terrible.
None of that was me. It was just a 5'10" bald man that was impersonating me. Sounds a bit like me.
5 foot bold knick-knack.
I was going to say, it's a knick-knack, isn't it?
Talking to a 5 foot knick-knack. It's actually a really big knick-knack.
Who's the commentators? A nobody, which is me.
No, we've got the word Mason himself, Mr. Anthony Mason. Me, the owner of the stream, Jakob. And my better half, Charlie. Also known as the director.
Boss woman. Definitely the boss woman.
Thank you for the introduction, camera guy.
Camera guy.
You'd be nowhere if it wasn't for me.
Black ball, Paul Swan. Definitely black ball. When was the last time you watched a World Rules money match
Do
on
you know
stream?
what? Isn't that the most bizarre thing? When did you last watch a World Rules money match?
Exactly. please.
You didn't, because nobody else has actually ever watched to the end of a World Rules money match.
Have they ever got to the end?
So can you imagine playing a money match with old EPA rules?
Oh my god.
What, where you just roll up behind, no hitting the cushion?
I think I'd rather dip my face in acid. Sorry, I hope no one took offence to that.
So Punkysaurus has asked for us to do a shout out to his mate Disney. 16th birthday. Happy birthday.
Surely Disney's a bit older than 16.
Well,
I'm just doing as asked.
is that the norm, Jakob?
What, doing shout outs for birthdays?
No, doing as she's told.
No.
She actually normally just takes what she's told and does the exact opposite. It doesn't even matter if she'd like to do what she was told. She'd just go the other way anyway.
Yeah.
If you went, right, go and take this winning lottery ticket and pick up the winnings, she'd go, no, you do it.
But let me spend it.
Yeah, you got to work for it, but she's having it. William, whatever your second name is, you prefer world rules. Why?
Yeah,
Please
but-
explain that.
Do you know what? I get that some people prefer world rules. Chess players, for example, they'd probably prefer world rules. However, no, I mean seriously, I do get that some people would prefer world rules, but not to watch as a money match. No way. It's just not exciting to watch.
Come on, Will.
It's a bit
Tell me why.
It's a bit like watching the World Knitting Championships.
Oh, have you watched that before?
Well,
No, he participated.
hopefully it doesn't even exist.
Oh, I bet it does.
At least hopefully it's not televised. Can you imagine? Oh, she fed that through there well, didn't she?
Cleve Thompson. Wow, now there's a name. He's forever on the internet, isn't he?
Cleve Thompson is the internet.
You prefer world rules as well? Oh my god. I thought you'd prefer black ball.
No, but Cleve Thompson fancies himself as a bit of a purist. That's why he prefers world rules.
Is that true, Cleveland? That's a good shot. Oh, Williams replied, tactical always keeps you in the game. I love a tactical game. Yeah, you can do that in black ball too, just in a different way.
Just don't televise it.
You mean you like the deliberate foul? Boo. Oh, John's
He's missed that. I didn't
John's
expect that.
John's missed that.
He had
John's
two
not
balls.
happy.
Two balls to go for. Then didn't either of them.
Okay, so can Adrian make the most of this?
No, it's Aiden, not Adrian.
Aiden, sorry.
Alien? It's not an alien. It's not very nice.
It's because we were talking about it earlier.
Aiden the Silver Fox Owens.
Sorry, Cleve. What's the reason for preferring world rules, in your opinion? Naomi, world rules. Okay, why? William, gotta love a deliberate foul.
Yeah, but to be fair, some people like being tied up and tortured, so what's the reasoning? I mean...
Gotta love a deliberate... No, that's wrong.
Don't let out my secrets.
Family showing people, come on.
You must love being tortured. You're in a relationship with me.
Yeah, that bald head's for one.
This is a classic bald head on Hubby now. So, fast-paced pool.
Very
3-2.
fast.
With 5 frames in of a possible 49.
Tell you what, this is good for Ben's. He's got to stand around reffing. He's already flaking. That first match would have killed him.
That's a big old triangle, isn't it?
I can't stand them. I don't know why people use them.
I actually really like the shark rack.
Yeah.
Because you always know that the rack is going to be nice and tight.
Yeah, but yes,
And anyone can rack them up then.
Yeah, you can get any Muppet racking them up for you, and they're going to be tight.
Muppet, behave yourself.
It's true though. And you do. I mean, at the end of the day, they say that there's some of the top players that have said that it stops there being that advantage of having developed a good break. But I disagree. I think a lot of it is actually that some people are useless at racking them. It's
Agreed.
not so much about the breaking of them that they're useless at that, but it's more about the fact that they can't rack them properly, so therefore they never get a good break. Just a thought.
That's why
Shout out
when
to
we're at home, I get Jakob to use the shark rack because he can't rack them up.
shout out to Luke Smith because he's one of them that can't rack them up. You're better off doing it for him.
Anyone else out there that are a dodgy racker?
Some people actually deliberately make it a loose rack.
Yeah. Well, you're better off having them really loose or super tight than having them a millimetre apart, because you get a slap effect when they're just a millimetre apart when you hit them.
You're still on about Paul, right?
Yeah.
Just checking.
I've never tried to get that just a millimetre apart.
So, what are people's predictions for this match? It seems to be quite a fast-paced match.
They're both pacing around the table like lions,
They're
aren't
going to be knackered after 15 frames. Well, I would be because of the size of me.
I wonder if either of them have got one of those smartwatch stepper things in their pockets.
To be fair, Ben's got one on. He's trying to. He's only just got it, so he's seeing how many steps he does.
Maybe you should give it to John. We'll get someone to give one to Aiden as well, and we'll see who wins on the steps by the end of the match.
Ben Horton Cooper. The commentary is killing me. Is that because it's shocking or is it slightly entertaining, but for the right reasons? Please let us know.
Sorry, we've been here all day.
To be fair, yeah. We have been here all day. Aidan Owen to win. That's what William said. Okay.
What's your score prediction then, William?
And reasons for the win.
At the moment, he appears to be the most controlled at the two.
So, 4-2. I think these stats are going to be a little bit different this time, aren't they? Like, the way the misses... Like, obviously, for one, you don't have the shot rack, so the splits are not going to be as good, I feel. So, less opportunities, I think, for dishes. And the way these two are missing so early in the match, I think it's going to be all about who makes the least mistakes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thank you, Ben, if you're being serious with that. I appreciate that. This is a bit new for me, so I'm trying.
Don't forget to like and share the page then, Ben.
Was that the guy that said that the commentary was killing him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So it was positive.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. I thought for a minute then he was literally just dying because of how awful it was.
Well, that's why I asked him, but then that's why I said if you're still being genuine that you're enjoying it, then that's a good reason. Cleve Thompson took him 5 minutes to write his status, his essay.
What's he written?
2 reasons. It is more clinical game and less chance to look. Even the deliberate foul is a skill in itself. No, it's not. In terms of knowing when to do it. The other reason is one shot on a foul break. Okay. No, I don't agree with the deliberate foul, but okay. With the
No, neither do I.
With the one shot.
Yeah, I agree with that bit.
Okay, I can live with that.
I agree with the one shot on the break, definitely. But the deliberate foul, no, not at all.
I think, as we said before, you get rid of. I'm sorry, guys. I got to read this out.
What a great comment by David W.
On YouTube, there is an APA stream on today, but it's like dipping your balls in nettles.
I read that a second ago.
Do you know what? Respect to you. Oh, Penwell's joined.
Good evening, Mr. Penwell.
Good evening, Penners.
I actually asked Penners yesterday if he wanted to join us at the commentary as well.
You mean you asked Penners before me?
I didn't say before you, did I? I asked him as well as you.
You asked him before.
No.
Come on.
No.
Honesty is best policy.
To be fair, it was around about the same time.
Just before.
Stop grilling me. I don't like being put on the spot, alright? I'm actually good mates with Penners, that's why. I speak to him pretty much every day. One way or another. It's like dipping your balls in nails.
Okay, so Will thinks that Aiden will win because he's got an older head and will handle it better. So basically he's more experienced in certain situations. Has he played money matches before, Will? Do you know? And if so, what were they all about? Oh, and William, here you go, Jakob. William also agrees with Cleveland that a skill shot is basically a deliberate foul.
It's not really though, is it?
I think it depends how it's played.
It's not just playing your opponent's ball where instead of your own, because with the deliberate foul you can just do whatever you like basically, whereas with the skill shot you've at least got to make your own ball as well and hit your ball first. There's a vast difference in that, isn't there? So I'd love to agree, but I don't.
So, okay. Punkosaurus has gone, can I have another shout out to my girlfriend Amy? I know you're watching. I love you, baby. Will you marry me?
Is that as well as your wife that we did a shout out for earlier?
Yeah, Disney. David W. I noticed this earlier on. Everybody is heavy screwing the ball off the break instead of trying to hold the white up in the centre. Lots of foul break chances. The break is a skill. Thank you. I'm glad someone actually agrees with me that the break is a skill. Everyone thinks it's luck.
It definitely is. It's not about the power that you're putting in. It's the control.
The break I have, it took me 2 years, constant, to get it where it is now.
What a miss.
And I get more good breaks than I do bad breaks. It is not a fluke. It is skill. You know what ball is going in what pocket when it works. That is not luck. That is skill of knowing how you break.
Teach me, oh wise one.
I can do.
Yeah?
The rest of it, you got no hope, but the break I can.
Thanks, man.
You might have to put on about 10 stone, though.
You can do that easy.
Oh.
Give me a week.
Give you a week. Okay.
I'll just spend a week in Greg's.
Donuts.
You're letting everyone know my secret.
Ooh, that just reminded me. I've got food.
We got donuts.
We've got donuts. I've got sausage rolls.
They're probably cooked in the car.
Brilliant. Even
Cake.
better.
Are we making you hungry, guys? Or have you had your dinner already?
I actually don't mind if they cooked in the car, because they probably weren't cooked particularly well in Greg's.
So, a mistake again by John, an easy pot into the right bottom corner, which he rattled. Let's let Aiden in.
One good shot, and this is...
One problem ball, which he'll get out now.
Yep.
Off two cushions.
Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it, and he's in trouble.
overrun. Oh,
Well,
no.
actually, no. This is such a thin cut. You could get this out, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And you can see
just
the
a
one
tiny
on the
bit of
rail
topspin.
as well.
off the bottom rail.
No, he's going to move it. It's so thin, I think he's naturally going into it.
No, just a bit of topspin.
Yes, what I mean. It's natural.
Yeah.
It was a natural shot.
It was a natural shot with a bit of topspin.
Good God.
Plain ball wouldn't have done it. It really wouldn't have.
Yeah, it would.
No, it wouldn't have.
Plain top doesn't change.
Yes, it does.
It
Of course, if it's coming off the cushion at an angle, of course it does. Don't be silly.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, dear.
What are you talking about?
It was
If
natural.
if it's at an angle, of course, when it hits the cushion, if it's got topspin on it, it's going to come off differently. As it's coming off the side of it. Come on, really? You're mad.
Oh dear.
Stick to braking.
I do. Don't worry. That was a good little finish. Fair play. He made a little error, got a bit lucky, but he made sure he took full advantage of the luck he had.
I would agree that if it's a straight shot that's directly square onto the cushion, that it wouldn't affect it. But at an angle,
You're still going on about this, aren't you?
Yeah. Because I just can't believe what you just said.
I reckon you should sort your main camera out. It's out of focus.
I'm going to sort you out in a minute. With a bit of petroleum jelly on a baseball bat.
What?
Straight square in the nostrils.
I was going to say, which end first?
Well, the top end, obviously.
Just be careful, Dean Mills, don't nick your food, lol. Whoever that is.
It's vegan sausage rolls. He ain't gonna nick them.
They're actually really nice. Do you know how many non-vegetarians have told me that?
They are much better than the normal ones.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Greg's vegan sausage rolls are a lot better than their proper sausage rolls.
Fair enough.
Sausage roll.
It's like corn Scotch eggs are better than most normal Scotch eggs. Believe it or not.
Why is it whenever I'm on commentary, it always talks about food?
That's because we've just been streaming for about 5.5 hours.
And the
we're
rest.
now hungry.
Go and have some food then. Go and have a 10-minute break.
But Dean Mills might nick it. So Aidan's just popped out for a toilet break.
Right, let's have a quick game of I Spy.
Shall we?
Yep. Right.
Right, let's flick that camera on.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with M.
Come on, guys. What's your guesses? Get them in quick. You got about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2,
5,
1.
4,
I
3,
win.
2, 1. Oh, foul break.
Ah,
And there you go,
that's
screwing the
because
white.
John was thinking about the answer to the I Spy.
You must have screwed it.
Yeah, you screw it, yeah. I don't necessarily agree with trying to hold the white in the middle of the table, though.
No, neither do I.
See, I play down the middle, stunning the white, but then you hit it so hard, it naturally comes back on its line to the cushion anyway.
Yep.
So, I think the screw break down the middle works well on a blue cloth.
Charlie plays with a bit of stun run through.
Yeah, stun run through. And I generally tend to get one of the balls in the middle bag on each break.
Yeah, that's where mine
I've
goes.
got-
One wing ball, one in the middle.
A bit like Dunster. He consistently gets that one in the middle. Stun run through. And I like to have the run through because it pushes back through the pack.
The only difference between him and you is that he's a ninja and you're just a whinger.
Oi.
Oh, domestic.
I'm only joking.
Better
she,
do.
she actually never whinges.
I do sometimes.
Only when you're not asleep.
Really? I tell you what, this place is starting to fill up a bit, unless one or two of the matches are finishing, so now they come in to watch and see how this is going to pan out. We've got some okay numbers watching the stream. If we can keep sharing, just keep watching. I know there's a couple of the money matches going on, but this is the best one to watch, so get joining, lads and ladies, boys, girls.
It's definitely the best quality.
You have to say that, even if it wasn't.
No. I've been checking out the competition.
So I'm just going to answer a question on YouTube asking where this is happening today. We are live in Braintree, Essex at Legends Sports Bar, and it's a lovely venue. Lovely, lovely venue. And it's filling up. Great atmosphere already.
And the score is
That's another-
6-3 to Aiden.
Yeah, that's another great finish. Yeah, I think he's starting to feel confident now. He's getting used to the table, he's getting used to the environment, and he's talking to some of the guys, so he's definitely confident. David W, watch the break. The white fly back towards the pockets, increasing the off chance. Do you know what, right? Some of the lads off the IPA tour, the Welsh guys, they have developed a break where they deliberately screw it back to the corner pocket, knowing a ball is going to knock it out of the way. And that is no joke. They tell you, they teach you that.
That's incredible.
I know.
And insane all at the same time.
It is. They've realised playing from a certain angle, and some of them have got the same break. They screw it deliberately to that corner, knowing that 7, 8 or 9 times out of 10, that white is not going in. And they're guaranteeing a ball in the pocket. And now, whoever thinks of that, I don't know whether to shake their hand or say they're mad, but fair play. And it works. Oh, there you go, David. He held the white, but nothing dropped. So,
That's his third dry break.
and it's going to happen because they're not using the shot rack, which is obviously it's not a bad thing. This is what I call real pool when it comes to breaking.
That's a nice little shot from where he was.
I don't think many people are here for Aidan because he's won 6 frames, but nobody's really going, yeah, come on, there's no jeering up, there's nothing. Well, so I think they're all here for John.
He's like the Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
He came, he saw. So he's playing for this bottom ball, nearest the left-hand pocket. That's a great shot. Very, very, very good.
He's not happy with that shot.
I wouldn't be.
So we use the red as a stopper, so that you can play this one on a rail with a little bit of angle. It's always best to leave yourself a bit of angle when you're playing a rail shot. And he'll probably just stun down the table, take on the plant. Who says women can't call us shots?
That's a nice shot. That was well controlled.
Little screw back shot.
Yeah.
Lovely.
See, he's
Perfect.
He's now producing the goods with the basics. You know,
So
once you get confident with the basics, then everything else just falls in place, and that's what's starting to happen now.
looking at Aiden, you can tell he plays quite a bit snooker.
He's a snooker player.
Yeah.
100%.
You can tell how he approaches the table.
So he's a snooker player that's just come to make some money.
Yes.
Fair play.
He's from what I'm told, he's made a 147.
Nice.
I was told he's a seniors world champion, but I think that's at pool. I don't think that's at snooker, unless it's amateur level. I'm not sure. Someone would have to correct me on that one if they could, please.
So David W on YouTube is asking, why have they changed the racking system? It seemed to be breaking fine before. I don't actually know. Do you know why they changed?
I think it's because the previous match they had both agreed to use the shark rack.
Yes, they asked for it.
And these guys might not necessarily be quite so keen.
I don't think these two even asked for it. The other two did ask for it.
Fair enough. Which is a shame in some respects because they were breaking quite well in the previous match, and Aiden's had a few dry ones.
Thing is, I think this is the purest way, isn't it, of playing, as you should.
Yeah.
I like the other way because it keeps it open, but I think that's good just for a mess about. You know, I don't.
What, playing with the shark rack?
Yeah. I don't. I think
I don't know.
it.
That depends on who's racking them, I guess.
Well, you should be racking for yourself if you don't have a ref anyway, do you? So it'd be your own
Realistically-
fault.
Yeah, realistically, with a ref, you should be able to just let them use a racker or a normal triangle or whatever, because they should be racking them right every time, anyway.
I think if you practice on your own, or it's competitive practice, I think maybe having the shark rack all the time is not a good thing to have, because when you go to tournaments, other venues, and they don't use them, they don't even like them, and you're not going to get the splits that you're so used to when practicing. So you kind of don't want to be too used to it. You'd rather be surprised of how good it is when you go to an event than practice with it, go to a table and you don't have one, and you'll be like, well, what's going on with my break? They're good for knocking balls in, you know, getting some confidence with your arm, but that's about as far as it goes. We had a bit of a wobble on the camera there. A couple of the spectators just sitting and watching, you know. Only an accident. I think it's just the way it is.
So he's let Aiden back in there. Another easy pot that he missed.
He's not getting the table time now, so things are becoming more difficult.
And Aiden's just taking advantage of it.
I don't agree with that. I think John needs to be sat in his chair. I think he needs to get out of the way. You know, he should be letting his opponent have the time and space. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
You should always
When
be
you're
like,
playing for money, definitely.
yeah, always keep out of the way. Even if that means you have to stop your opponent for a second. Just hang on a minute, mate. Let me get out of your way.
See, for me, I'd like to put that extra pressure on and just stay standing.
No, it's in this kind of environment. No.
But then again, I am a little bit mean.
Absolutely bloody horrid.
Tobias Bolt and Ian Alley have joined. Welcome, guys.
Tobias. I like it.
Tobias.
Tobias. Is that? Sorry, my bad. Just call you Tobe or Bolt. That'll do. Bolt. Hello, Mr. Bolt.
Good evening, Toby. How are you? I thought you were coming down, mate.
Yeah, I need a new commentator partner. My other one got a bit too drunk and he's walked away.
And now he's stuck with me and Jakob.
What are you saying, Pud? Hey, what are you saying?
You two are fired.
All right, brilliant. You can pack the equipment down.
Yeah, you can.
I was expecting that anyway.
You can come and sit and direct the stream, and if you want,
There aren't going to be many stats the way this is going anyway.
and do the camera work.
Well, that's self-explanatory. He's just adding in a bit of extra in and you're clicking screens to give the view.
But you've just fired me.
I know. Minimal effort, maximum work. That's the way you got to look at it. That's another good finish.
Right, so actually, I'm going to, as Cleveland was online or is online, whatever, I'm going to bring up a subject that he brought up on, I think it was on the Pool Chat and Banter, I'm not sure. He said that he doesn't understand why a player would go and have a look from behind the pocket, well, not from behind the pocket, but from behind the ball at the angle at which the white ball needs to strike the object ball to go in the pocket, because you're looking at it from the wrong side.
Okay.
And I'm bringing this up because that's just nonsense. And he was really adamant that this was a strange approach and that he doesn't understand why you would do that. But yet, Aidan's a 147 snooker player and he just did it. And Mick Hill does it. And quite a considerable amount of other players that I know also do it.
I bet
But
Cleve does it, he just doesn't realise he's doing it.
Cleve's just so omnipresent that he's able to see the whole table from every angle without moving, I think, is what it is.
Or is it a case that I'm not saying you're a bad player, Cleve, but before
No, I think he's quite a good player, actually.
Yes, but does he, back in the day, because I know he's not too bothered anymore, we were discussing this at the last tour event, but is that maybe why he didn't push it to a level that maybe he wanted and he just sat there and decided, you know what, I'm happy where I am, because he didn't bother to go around the table enough?
Maybe. One thing that I've noticed a lot, actually, through streaming all these matches is when you watch the top pros and the guys that are just below that level, like Aiden now, he's going around, he's having a look at all the angles of all the balls, and he's probably mapping out his whole entire clearance before he starts.
Yes.
That's what I was saying earlier. Most top players will look at the black ball first and work their way backwards before they approach the table.
No, some players, mate, I think it's wash your last ball before the black. So yeah, it's just, I can understand your point of going backwards, but
if you look, they're all pacing around the table and having a good look at all of them from all of the different angles before they take their shot.
yes.
Whereas the lower end players, they might have a look at the first ball, maybe the first
Just
ball
look
or
at
They
the
two.
just
pot.
see what's in front of them. That's all they do.
Just look at the pot that's
I say
available.
they do. It's like we do. We
Yeah.
still do that.
And I know, I'm not very well practiced at the moment. I'm not playing amazingly, but at points where I have got to a standard where I'm playing pretty well, I know that I've normally worked out at least 4 balls in front most of the time, the whole clearance, and I've got to a decent standard through playing like that.
You map it out, and then you go, well, if it doesn't go the way I want it to in my first plan, what's plan B? People forget
Yeah,
you
for
should
sure.
have a second route, second option.
That was a nice little touch there
It was.
by
It was.
John.
Some comments here. Aiden is on fire when he's in this mood. Egan may as well go home now. He's gonna run away with it.
It seems to be that John seems to be struggling with the last colour before the black.
Yeah.
That little bit of pressure just kicks in.
See,
You
there
do
go.
know there's 2 of them on the table, right?
Nick Phillips. John needs to tie a few frames up ASAP. Totally agree. if you're a very good I'm not saying John isn't, because I think he is a very, very good, especially attacking player. But I watched the match, local match of the day, and the guy felt good, and he kept attacking. But always that last ball, he messed up. He ended up losing 5-1. And I said at the end of the game to him, you obviously didn't think about your second option of slowing your opponent down for 10 minutes. Try and feel like you've been back in the game. Slow him down, because you're just leaving him dollies. And so I agree with Nick. You can't keep playing the same game. You've got to just play a tactical game for 10 minutes. If that don't work, then fine. You've just got to keep battling through the hard times, But if it starts to work, brilliant. You've got to try other stuff, even if it's basics.
Some players can drag you into a specific type of game, though, can't they?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you can be dragged into a tactical game, but likewise, you can also be dragged into a potting game by a good potter.
Yeah.
What a lovely double that was. Sorry, guys.
And he got the other ball out nice.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing is, if you get dragged into a potting game by a potter, you normally can't out-pot a potter, so you're going to end up just fighting it and probably losing.
Yeah. Owens is a class act once he gets in a stride. I hope Egan's got a safety game somewhere. Well, I never saw one 3 weeks ago. I didn't, but that's not to say he hasn't got one. I just didn't see it.
Where was that?
Big 50s at Northampton Sports Bar.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's another good part, but he's still having to fight for those reds, because that red, even though he developed it, these pockets, they're not there to be used. So
yeah, but he's a snooker player, remember? So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets on this next ball.
No,
remember how short a table this is in comparison to a snooker table.
No. It's not about that. It's not. It's the queuing. That's all about the. It's not.
Well, of course.
It's a completely different game.
Yeah.
Completely
I
different
played snooker
game.
properly for the first time in about 6 years the other day, and I went to a pool table after, and I got spanked for an hour and a half.
You lose that white ball on a snooker table, it's so hard to recover yourself, where on a pool table it's much easier in my eyes. I prefer to play snooker, if I'm honest, myself. And I think if you lose that white ball just a little bit on a snooker table, it's harder to regain it.
Now, is he going for the double? Does it go square, or is he playing for the double off the cushion and then onto the yellow and in?
It's a big pocket.
Is it?
Yeah, massive.
Can't see from here.
No, that's miles off.
You might cover the pocket though.
Yeah. You could have played that literally probably just off straight, played to kind of miss the pocket.
And you know what? The unfortunate thing for John is that that yellow sat just out of the pocket a little bit.
So there's no chance of getting across.
Nope.
He doesn't need to, though, does
Just going
he?
for the safety. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
See, people are noticing already that John's attitude is similar to Richard's already from the last game. Looks like they're ready to go home,
Still a long way to go.
Oh, yeah, long way to go. Right. So, he's got himself a chance. Let's see if he can make the most of it. He should do. But you never know. They're definitely here for John. You can hear everybody. We can hear a lot of people behind me going, "Go on, John, come on."
Well, you got good hearing. I can't hear that. Mind you, I have got headphones in and an earpiece.
You know he's a bit nervous because he just overscrewed that slot. He should still pot it.
Yeah, I was going to say he definitely made that harder than it could have been.
Yeah, probably a heavy arm, just a bit unsure.
So he's going for a quick break from the looks of it. Go and have a little bit of a talk to himself. Now that he's got that frame on the board, he might settle down now. Like I said, still a long way to go.
15-10.
Oh, what a beauty of a positional shot.
Great little finish.
Looks like that little talk to himself
He needed that.
is giving him a kick up the bum. Now we've got a match on our hands now, hopefully. So my guess is Aiden is going to win 25-22. That's my prediction. What's everyone else's? Oh, what a smash. So David W on YouTube thinks it'll be 25-13 Aiden. So he doesn't have as much faith in John as what I did, because I said 25-22. I think the score will be.
All right, darling.
All right.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm right. Aching a bit.
How's that petroleum jelly going? Right, is it?
Loose.
Thank you, Terry Hall, for telling us. Great stream, guys, as always, from the Turbo 8 Ball. Big shout out to Pigeon, Chris Patient. He does very well running these events. You should get yourselves involved. If you fancy a money match, you should get in touch with him. There are more events coming. I was speaking to him outside, and he wants to try and get one every month in a venue. So if you're interested in playing a money match, get in touch with Chris Patient. They have certainly well-run events. So a chance now for John Egan. Take the problem ball first, and he potted it lovely. Just needs to make sure he's steady around the table, not running like he was, and making sure. I think he had a bit of tension before he went out and had a little talk to himself. So he'll probably just dolly this one into the bottom right-hand corner. A little bit of top, so he's got an angle on that middle bag to get back up to the yellow and in the top right corner of your screen. Just wants to be a little bit careful here because he could snooker himself. I think he's all right. Little screw back shot. Well, it's that little screw back shot. I thought he would have played that into the middle, but he's decided to go to the corner. Just needs to be careful with the middle bag here. So he might just put a little bit of screw on her. Played it very well. I think he's getting a little bit of confidence back over the last couple of frames. I don't know what's happened to the sound then. Terry, is it back on? Chris is holding the bar up, Terry. As you know, plenty of gin. John to break. Come on, let's have a break dish. He needs that confidence boost. Well, you're not going to break dish on a dry break.
But at least for his sake, the score has now changed and it's 8-6
Yeah,
from 8-4, which is a big difference.
I just said he must, after he had his little break, he seemed to come back a little bit more controlled, and the last couple of frames should build his confidence. I think it's going to finish 25-22, Aiden. That's my guess.
He's definitely a solid player, isn't he?
Yes. I think it's going to be a close one, as long as John concentrates on those last couple of balls, because that's where he seems to be making the mistakes at the minute. A little bit of tension, but for 16 grand, who can blame him?
Yeah, of course. He's definitely punishing Aiden's mistakes when he does make mistakes, though.
And the same for Aiden, he's definitely punishing John. So I think we got a match on our hands, guys. So Robert Moore is watching with 6-year-old son Callum. Glad you're watching.
Big shout out to the Turby. Sorry if you happen to hear any swearing in the background.
Yeah, unfortunately we have no control of the people behind us.
And my microphone's quite close to the crowd.
But we hope that you're enjoying the viewing today. Please remember to like and share the stream. Let's get plenty of viewers and get Elite 8 ball out there. What a nice solid finish there by Aiden. 9 frames to 6. With Aiden to break next. So John's had 1 dry break and a foul break, which doesn't help him. And Aiden's had 3 dry breaks already and 1 foul break. So no reverse dishes or break dishes. Come on, guys. Give us a treat. Robert Moore said he's used to, his kid's used to the swearing. Well, we try our best not to have it on the stream. So does Callum play? Are you teaching him to play? Nice solid break. Come on, let's have a break dish. We haven't had one yet in this match. We don't really know these players that well, so if you guys got any information on them, let's share it with us.
Whoopsie.
John jumped out of his seat. Eager beaver. But they've been punishing each other for mistakes, so... Oh. He wanted to cover the bag there.
Yeah, he's still covered the ball that's on the cushion though. For now. Which could work out in his favour.
Oh.
Ouch. Couple of rattles on the trot there.
So Paul's given us a bit of information about Aiden. So according to Paul, Aiden runs 2 snooker clubs, Pot Black in Lewis Toft and Pot Black in Clacton-on-Sea. So sounds like he's a very busy chap.
So we've got Mason joining us back again.
So Mr. Mason, welcome back.
Hello guys, back again. Had to stretch the legs.
Walk off that pizza you just eaten.
No chance. I don't get a body like this by doing exercise.
So we drove past Toby Carvey today, and I thought, what a great idea if they could deliver.
Did you have a look?
No, they don't. As far as Jakob says, they don't deliver.
You should have had a look.
They should deliver.
Toby don't, but there are places that do deliver carveries.
Tell me, guys. Tell me, because roast dinners are the best. Where can I get a delivery of a roast dinner?
I go to my mum's. Or grandparents.
I just had the weirdest thought there. Where can I get the delivery of the roast dinner?
Steam Ashway saying get them dishes washed. I got a dishwasher, mate.
Congratulations, Mrs. Mason. It's a
roast dinner.
She'd kill you if you called her Mrs. Mason.
I'd just be chuffed with the roast dinner. Wayne says Toby don't deliver, but they do takeaway. Ooh.
Thank you for that.
Thanks,
You've just made
Wayne.
someone very happy.
You made me very happy.
It's a bit late now, but yeah, you made her very happy for future reference.
I don't know. What time did they shut?
Oh, I don't know actually. Well, it's 10 to 9. I bet that, it could be still. They should still be open.
They could be still open.
See you later, Jakob.
Anyone want to bring me a roast dinner? We're live at Legends in Braintree, Essex. Come on down. Come and watch this entertainment that we're providing for you today.
Oh dear.
So, Mason, we just found out that Aidan owns 2 snooker clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are they based?
So
Do we know?
Yeah.
Lowestoft, and where was the other one?
Clacton-on-Sea.
There you go. Pot Black Clacton.
Yeah,
which is,
Pot Black.
Which is where Jamie Thomas played one of his money matches, actually. Pot Black Clacton.
Clacton-on-Sea. Now, I'm not very good with my geography, so you're going to have to tell me if we're close or not.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
Well, Jamie was living in Essex, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's close to
It's
this.
near the London area, isn't it?
I reckon it's near the sea. So no, probably not near London.
Anyway, anyone want to bring me a roast dinner?
Brain food.
It's been a long day. Wayne, why don't you be a darling and bring me one? Just make sure everything is just put in the Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, you like buying one of those big frozen Yorkshire puds that has
no,
the whole...
not frozen. I make them fresh in muffin trays. I can make them just as big.
You don't have to sound posh, you know. You do buy them from the freezer, don't you? You like those pound ones from like Aldi or whatever they are.
No. It's like eating plastic.
So you've tried one then?
It's so easy to make. Yeah, from someone else who couldn't be bothered to make them. Come on. Don't be lazy. It's so easy. Bit of flour, bit of eggs, bit of milk. How hard is it?
Right, anyway, back to the pool game.
Oh, quite like talking about food.
That's a great pot.
Lovely.
It is a great pot.
I think he would have preferred to be a little bit straighter on that.
Can't be too picky. That was a great shot.
It was a great shot, but I think he'd prefer to be straighter.
He's okay. He's okay. Wow. I didn't expect that, actually.
He's rattled a few, actually. The last couple of frames. At least 3 that I can think back to quite easily.
Yeah, they both seem to have a bit of tension when it comes to the last couple of balls.
He missed that far jaw as well, so he didn't twitch or nothing, so just poor alignment. But, you know, John will just take that. Thank you very much.
2-frame deficit now.
Yeah, 2 frames behind now.
Oh, and he's going out for another break.
So that's actually a good time to do that. Make him sit there and wonder, why did I miss the black?
It's the second part to this game. It's the incontinence race. So they're having a pool race, an incontinence race, and they're also seeing who can do the most steps around the table.
So Jakob, let's go back to your I Spy.
Okay, cool. No worries. 2 seconds.
So what was it?
I Spy with
Beginning
My
with
Little
M.
Eye, something beginning with M.
So come on, guys, what's your guesses?
And it can be seen in the scene that you can see before you.
Something that begins with M. What's your guesses? Come on, guys.
And it's not monotone commentator.
Come on, guys.
What can you see?
My eyesight's awful. Now, can we see it in that picture, Jakob, or do you need to
Yes.
zoom in somewhere?
Nope, you can see it in that picture.
Right. We will go back to it, guys, but bring in your guesses. Come on.
So, Ben, the referee, wasn't too happy there. He's apparently someone decided to whistle on Aiden's shot on the black. So it's a little bit unfair. You know, respect both players. It's okay to be a bit noisy, but when it comes to big shots like that, you know, you don't want to be putting the players off.
No, and actually normally their opponent doesn't like it either.
No. So I think Ben's going to keep his eyes peeled, and if he finds who that person is, he'll probably say something. If not, ask him to come away from the arena.
I've got a spare microphone I could hit them with.
Oh. He's only just hit a cushion there with that as well.
I reckon if he took double the amount of time on that shot, maybe like 0.5 seconds instead of 0.25, he'd have probably potted it.
Yeah, because he could lay a sneak over here, and then if John don't get out of it, and then pop the yellow card. Wow, I can't believe he's not. I'd have been playing sneaking out here anyway. I think that's a missed opportunity for. If you don't get out of sneak, you put the ball over the hole and then you chance for it out. So, mate, I enjoyed it, mate. It's lovely. Not bad, is it?
Couple of comments questioning the way he hit that black when he missed it. He could have rolled it, he still would have missed it. He missed it far jaw, he just didn't line it up very well. The pace didn't mean anything.
No, I enjoy it, mate.
I think Aiden's just like shocked himself for missing some of the balls that he's missed, because he was flowing for a few frames. So maybe he's just been pegged down a level just to wake himself up again and realise, okay, I've got to dig in a little, just concentrate a little bit more, focus, and then he'll probably flow again. Whereas I think John's just taking what he can at the minute, because he made a silly mistake there, not potting that yellow. So he's probably hoping, right, I'll wait for him to hopefully make a mistake again like he has in the last couple of frames, and he'll make up for it. Because that's all he's relying on at the minute. John can't seem to do it by himself, which is strange for such an attacking player. When the balls are there, you think, right, that's frame over, rack him up, ready for the next. So we're going for a cross double.
Could this be a case of leaving your problem balls till last?
Yeah.
So he's going for a cross double into the left-hand corner
I'll tell you what.
as well.
No,
Oh,
he's not on
Very close to being a
He's another
beautiful
roll.
shot.
Another roll. Little swerve.
see, I thought he'd play that a little bit harder and play for it in the right-hand corner, plus get that other one out.
problem with the swerve here is he is never getting on that black.
And if he does, it's more than likely
What
going
was you saying, Jakob?
I said nothing.
What was you saying, Jakob? What a shot.
What
That
a
is
great
class.
shot.
That is absolute class. You can't knock that.
I will eat my words and my hat and my socks.
And any hair you got.
All right, let's not get ridiculous.
Oh, what a finish.
Great finish. Can't argue with that.
Steve Thompson. I'm watching the cabbage versus fruitcake. Get the calories in.
That was very nice.
That shows.
Very, very nice.
That shows the queuing capabilities he has from snooker. You know, it looked like he practically got down and so I could see the whole ball, and he couldn't. He played with some side, and wow, fair play. Confidence.
Monster.
And no commentator curse.
Quite the opposite, in fact. He went, shut up, you.
But to be fair though, Jakob, you did have a point though. You left the two difficult balls till last. Now, as someone once said to me,
You should get them out
So
as
not-
quick as you can.
not to offend anybody, but I was told when people do that, that's how women play. Now, I think they're wrong, but I've been told that's how.
I don't play like a woman.
Quite a lot of women don't play like how apparently women play, you know. But yeah, number one rule: don't leave it till the end.
You got to get them out as quick as you can. When I play, I'm always looking to split up my problem balls.
Has anyone got the answer to this I Spy yet, or what?
Yeah, Jakob. Oh, hang on. Let me change the camera angle for you guys. So, I spy with my little eyes something beginning with M, apparently. Come on. What is it?
Mould.
No. It's not Muppets either.
Oh,
Damn, that was my
that'd be
guess.
too easy.
It's even easier than that.
Oh.
And you're all just taking far too long.
Come on, guys. What is it?
Has anybody had a guess on stream?
Nope.
It's just terrible.
Something beginning with M, guys. What is it? What is it?
I don't like I Spy.
You're all rubbish. It was metal. Come on.
Oh, where are you seeing that?
I don't know. The entire roof.
Right.
Is it metal though?
The structure of it is. Look.
I would ask about that.
Yeah.
You need help.
I
mate.
think that
You
was
really
a void
need help.
game.
Yeah.
Void. Void. Back to the pool. That's a
Oh,
nice
by the
solid
way,
break.
Jakob, when we next have a little moment, like a toilet break or whatever, is it Luke who owns the place or behind the bar?
Luke,
Yeah, it is.
He was asking if anyone's asked any questions about his beloved sports wall, and I said, well, maybe we can put the camera on it when we next have a minute,
Okay,
so
cool.
we can have a look.
What, then people can ask us questions and we won't know what the answer is. That's great. Great idea. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Yeah. He was quite curious as to see if anyone paid attention to it, but I said no, nothing's gone on yet, but I don't think people have had a chance to see it, so.
Well, it does come up quite often on the lower camera.
Well, he said it's cheaper than wallpaper, so.
Is it though?
Well, it's probably from his bedroom, you know. He didn't want to put the other magazines that he had.
He's actually just cut the bedroom wall out and stuck it in there.
His childhood books.
Mrs. wasn't happy. No bedroom wall now.
She weren't happy with what she found.
The lodger, however, over the moon.
So I think this might be a formality for Aiden.
He's got that one slight issue by the two reds.
John McDaddy has joined. Why do I know that name? Who's mentioned him before?
He's all over Facebook.
Yeah?
John McDaddy Pool Promotions, I think it is. He's a friend of Toby's.
Wasn't he here
here we go.
last time that we were at Legends?
Yeah, he was. He played.
Yeah.
He was the one that stepped up and played because an opponent dropped out.
That's
and,
it.
Oh, fair play. Respect to you. Even funnier if you would.
So,
No, he didn't.
Oh. Well, that's
But-
unlucky, but fair play to you.
but good evening, John. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like and share the stream. We're a little bit low on viewers, which is a bit disappointing. So get sharing, guys.
He put in a valiant effort and had a good laugh, though.
That's all that matters. So like I said, these seem to be a bit of a formality for Aiden. Let's see how he manages on the last ball though, because that's where they seem to be getting a little bit of tension.
They seem to be just hitting a wall, don't they, on that last ball? And
but then the other one will dominate and take advantage of that, from what I've seen so far. Nice, he controlled that lovely.
Just got
a little bit hampered.
He just got into it a little bit too much, but that's just adrenaline and making sure the ball. I still think he'll be fine here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
played that well.
Nice, that's nice. 4-frame lead again. Okay, so a question for you two, and for everybody that's watching. When it comes to money matches, agree or disagree on what you do? Would you, as a player, put some of your own money in? Or do you just allow it just to be your backers and you take a percentage?
I'd always put a bit of my own money in, but
as well as take a percentage, or you're just doubling your money and then all your backers are doubling their money?
Yeah, definitely. But for me, I wouldn't want to play a money match anyway. But if I was to, then that's how I would do it.
Okay, Jakob.
What was the question?
Wakey.
Oh, good God. Okay, hang on. First off, Steve Thompson has
sharing the stream.
Can't get the staff.
Steve Thompson, this is a brilliant comment.
Yep.
We love the stream. My 11-year-old daughter is transfixed. That is quality.
Really? Wicked.
That is brilliant.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. The question was, when it comes to money matches, what do you do? Do you put as much money in as you can for your own pot and then the backers fill the rest, or do you just let it be backers money only and you take a percentage, or do you take a percentage off your backers even though you've put money in as well, or do you all just double your money if you win?
I personally only play for my own money.
So would you only play for a pot that you can only
Yes.
put in? Okay.
But that's just me.
No, that's what I'm asking.
I wouldn't want the pressure of knowing that I could be losing other people's money, because I think I'd feel the responsibility of that while I was playing.
Yeah, a lot of people say the same. You guys that are watching, if you could give me an answer as well, for you guys that have or haven't played, what your view is, because I've done both. I've played small pots with my own money, and I've done one big pot of £5,000, and it was the first time I had backers. I had 600 in myself. So I had 1,900 quid of backers, and yes, it was different because they're watching and they're like hoping you bring some money home.
There's more pressure, definitely.
I think after a few matches you get used to it.
Think how these guys are feeling, 16 grand.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I don't know how much, if at all, they've put anything in. So.
But if that's the case, you're gambling someone else's money. So I would say that's extra pressure.
Possibly, yes. Some people don't feel it at all, do they? That kind of pressure.
There are some of the more well-known players. I'm not mentioning any names, but one of them is playing today, who doesn't put a penny in himself half the time, and themselves half the time, and they just try and reap rewards from nothing, basically, just from playing. And I think that's out of order, personally.
Okay, so I know you said you wouldn't have backers' money, but let's say you did. What percentage do you think is the correct percentage? Is 20% too much?
Depends how big the pot is.
So you change it based on size of pot?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go 10 grand.
I think if it's 10 grand, I think you could realistically take 10% and you should be happy with that. I don't think that you should be taking, from a 10 grand pot, I don't think you should be taking more than a £1,000 payday.
Okay.
It's a pool match. £1,000 for a pool match. I know people practice beforehand, and there's sometimes quite a lot of practice that goes into it beforehand, and obviously there can be travel. So I guess you could take into account travel as well if you're going to an away game and it's quite a distance, you've got to arrange accommodation and such.
So what about if you was playing for the pot size that Cousins and Mark played for? What was it, 60 grand, something like that? Something around that mark, wasn't it?
I think it was 50. Might be wrong.
I think it was, because they were suggesting that could have been a 100 grand pot, but they just couldn't quite get there. I'm pretty sure it was 60 odd grand, weren't it? 60. I'm pretty sure it was. The first one was around the 50 mark, and then this one was definitely more. The second one.
I don't know. We were actually playing on the Southern Tour when they were playing.
Yes.
Because I was streaming
at
for Rhino.
Northampton. Yeah.
So you have got a response here from Steve. He says he'd rather lose someone else's money.
Yeah, I can understand the logic in that. Why lose yours when you can lose someone else's?
Some people are givers, some people are takers.
Okay, so if you had that pot then, Jakob, what would your percentage be? That high pot I suggested.
I don't know. I'd probably keep to a minimum of 10%, but I wouldn't. It depends. It depends.
Okay.
I think with your responsibility of the bigger pot, I think that you probably do deserve to earn more out of it. But like, for example, if the pot was say 500 quid, then I don't see why you shouldn't take 20%.
If it's 500
see
quid, it should be just your money.
Well, yeah, it should be. But do you see, but do you see what I mean? The lower the pot, the more percentage you should be able to take.
Yeah. Because I was some of the backers that I had. I'd say a handful of them complained that I wouldn't take a percentage, which is quite odd. But
Shot. Sorry.
it was a good shot. No, it was a good shot.
I've backed players before and given them a percentage even though they didn't ask for it.
Yeah, but that's like saying no, you keep that. But this was before and well after. This is weeks after. They're moaning and saying, "Why didn't you take it?" So I put my own money in. I don't need to be taking a percentage. But I wouldn't be playing if I couldn't put my own money in. Cleve Thompson says Jakob is definitely a taker.
No, Jakob's definitely a giver.
PG people, PG.
No. She's not talking like that.
Most generous bloke I know. When he's asleep and he doesn't know it.
Little revenge strike there, I like it. Anyway, Cleve, what would you know?
Cleve, what are you? Give or take?
Taker.
It's a nice little safety shot.
Oh, he played that so wide.
Unlucky.
Must have put a little bit of side on that, I reckon.
Okay, John's got a chance here. John's got to punish this. He's got to.
I don't know why he put side on that, because that was a natural angle where he was queuing. That's a nice shot.
Okay, so Steve Thompson said, if you are backing someone, you should at least get 85% of the profit. It's hard to make a profit otherwise. All these players know how close they are in standard. And Cleveland has said he gives you a headache.
He gives me a headache. Yeah, that's about right.
It's like a love-hate relationship going on here, I think.
Nah, Cleve's all right.
Cleveland's got knowledge, hasn't he? He just likes to share it. See,
he's overrun that.
I think he's got lucky that he could play the one in the middle, but it's another little mistake.
He overran it, didn't he? Ideally, he wanted to play the one next to the black into the right-hand top corner that we can see by the scoreboard.
See, he's got lucky again there. He's overran that and got lucky he could play another one into the middle.
Still hampered with the cue ball slightly, though.
What was funny, though, when I was saying that about the first shot, Aidan was looking at me and he clearly knew what I said there and smiled that he got lucky. He knew.
That's a good shot. Sometimes it's best to play the safety to make sure of the frame.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't have a choice. Because he lost the white twice.
And I think from what we've seen from the beginning of the match, it's needed.
How's he gone behind? How's he gone behind that? Yeah, but how? That is so unlucky. Who is the other commentator? Like, there's 3 of us.
Who are you, Mason?
See, this is why I think playing the black was the wrong shot anyway.
Yes.
Why move the black? There was nothing wrong with it.
Oh, now he's in a bit of trouble here.
Shocking. Cleveland, we're not sure who you're on about. Like, you're on about myself?
So we've got commentating for you. We've got Jakob and we got Mr. Mason and you got me, Charlie. Does that clear it up? We're all a little bit nuts here, but it's been a long day. Ooh, that's a great shot.
Nuts.
What a shot. Fortunate the white didn't go in, but wow. Nice hit. Shot. I think we got a match on our hands, guys. Oh. Of course we have. We're streaming it.
I think the double's on here. What do you? I think it is. You know. I think he can. Oh, maybe was he? Okay.
I think he should have played that off 2 cushions like he did, but a bit softer so it stayed on the other cushion because the yellow is open.
No, I don't think it is. I'm not sure if it's cuttable.
I think it's cuttable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll give you that. You're all
So
right,
I think the sensible shot would have been
that.
to
What
put
a
the
shot.
black safe.
He's straight on the
Cracking
black.
shot. Oh.
And that was all because he moved the black for no reason.
Oh.
Steve Thompson, Charlie is the nuts.
No, Charlie is nuts.
I've been let out for the day.
That was a bizarre shot.
So he's gone for another break. Yeah, it's just that one mistake in these frames, isn't it? That one mistake and it's damaging. But you can still pull it back, 12-8. Still a long way to go.
What? Oh, a phony must. What?
What are you saying there, Cleveland?
I think he's trying to be clever. A phony, my son. Steve Thompson, she's like the Claire Bolden of the pool world. Look on Google. Aiden wasn't happy again there. Someone else called out on his shot.
So it's John to break.
Screwed in again.
Straight into that bottom
Not
corner.
learning. Not learning.
He slammed himself in his seat. He's quite frustrated. Steve, who's Claire Bolden?
Clive Thompson, yay. Whatever you're on, mate, can I have some? Because now you're not making any sense. Are you enjoying the stream though, guys?
There's quite a lot of pool going on today, isn't there?
Yes, it's big competition out there today. It's all good for this.
Sadly, there's a big ginger man who's taking most of the viewers.
For the wrong reason.
Yeah. It's funny, you know, because I've said for quite a long time that the majority of people actually only watch because they want to watch him lose. I'm not even joking either. The amount of people that I speak to, they say, yeah, I just want to see him lose. There are the occasional few that
What, the ones that back him
want to
now?
watch him win. I don't understand how anybody could want to back him at all,
Well, I'm not
given what's happened.
Yeah, well, yes, but if you go before that, I know what's done is done, and yes, it's wrong.
It's not just that, but it's the way that he speaks to people.
Steve's disappointed in you. You don't know who Claire Bolden is.
No, I don't. I'm only a youngster. I'm blonde. I don't get out much. I'm normally got a straight jacket on, you know. So, been let out for the day.
It will just be the day, don't worry.
Straight jacket again tomorrow.
I got one in every colour.
It's another frame.
I'm watching the wrong screen.
So you're still 4 balls behind.
So are you telling me that I'm doing all this camera work and you're not even looking to see whether it's being done?
It's been a long day.
Steve Thompson, she'd like you in a straight jacket. I reckon Steve Thompson's our #1 fan today.
Well, we've got that top fans feature on Facebook. I'll have a look later.
Have you?
Yeah.
I bet he is. I bet he's there today.
It should come up next to the comment if they're top fan.
Yeah, top fan or sharer or whatever. So we can see if you've shared.
Hope you've shared,
So you
Steve.
better have shared.
If you haven't, I'll find you. Hunt you down.
Put you in the straight jacket.
No, kill a headbutt because she can't do anything else with a straight jacket on.
Top fan, eh? It's like a Blue Peter badge, that is.
Well done, you've earned your headbutting Blue Peter badge.
So that's a
This
big break.
comes with a complimentary straight jacket.
I mean, look at them yellows. Oh my God.
And as I've got this straight jacket on and I haven't had time to prepare myself, here's one I made earlier. Whack!
Well, this is dot to dot. This is.
This should be dot to dot.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Especially for a snooker player.
We still haven't had any break dishes or reverse dishes.
we have. You've just not put them in.
We haven't.
Yeah, we have.
Not in
We've
this
had a
match.
couple.
Not in this match, we haven't. I've got too much going on.
Uh-oh.
Right, so we'll scrap the statistics.
Cabbage. I'm guessing cabbage is John Egan. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. What's the reason behind cabbage for John?
What type of cabbage? Savoy? Red cabbage?
Come on, stats lady. Get that one up on there.
Oh.
You've missed the rest. You might as well put that one on. Come on, Cleve. Why do they call him cabbage? You normally get called cabbage because you're not very good, but I don't believe that's true for John. It's definitely a nice little crowd now in the building. It's all good. Again, they're yeah, I think the crowd's definitely here for John. Because no one's cheering for when Aiden wins frames.
I thought they did cheer on one of his frames, but whilst he was down on a shot, unfortunately.
He's put the white down again.
How frustrating.
Now, I know I'm sat here and I'm not the one playing, but you've got to change it up. You can't keep doing the same thing. You've got to try. And surely these guys practice different things when it comes to basics like that, to try and change it up when things ain't working. You'd think they would.
So Wayne says there is a brand of cabbage called Egan cabbage from Suffolk, he thinks. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I did see that. Cleve says he walks and talks like a cabbage. Ooh, fighting talk. We got a money match on, I reckon.
Except for that Cleveland wants to play old EPA rules.
He never mentioned that to me when he keeps asking for a match. Cleve, if we ever played, we're not playing EPA rules. We're playing black ball rules. Playing Bills. Give Egan a talking to someone. Well, there's plenty of them here. They probably will do at the break. After 25 frames, I believe there's another 10-minute. I believe there'll be a 10-minute break. I think that's what they were discussing earlier.
We will stay live as well. We'll keep the stream going.
Yeah, we'll have a look at this fascinating sports wall that has been made behind the table.
Maybe we should get Luke on the commentary to discuss it, as we don't know the answers.
Good shout. See, that's why you're the boss.
No, he's not.
Part owner. 50-50 Bob.
So what is this conversation you're having? I've heard less nonsense on the tweenies.
Cleve Thompson, Supreme Rules. Are you having a laugh?
Do you know what? I was actually going to suggest that.
I really, really like the Supreme
Do
Rules.
you know what? I like them, but I'd have to play them enough to...
Definitely for a money match. You'd have to play them.
They're
Would you-
a lot
would you
more
pl-
attacking, aren't they?
Cleve, only if you come to me, though, because I never seem to get a home game. I'm always travelling, even though it's only like 40 minutes up the road, but it's not the point. I haven't had a home game yet.
See, Mason, you should actually come and play me at my home.
Oh, yeah, because that's fair.
It's a
Decent
tough
table.
table. It's a very tough table.
Oh, yeah, that's guaranteed. I'm fine with that.
It's good practice.
I like a challenge.
You're better than me anyway. What are you worried about?
Don't play this mind game malarkey.
I'm not. You actually are better than me. Just because your mate Illingworth isn't, doesn't mean you aren't.
Yeah, you smashed Tony up last time, didn't you?
He wasn't happy.
But he wasn't. I wouldn't be. Losing to you.
He
Come on.
wasn't happy. Mate, I went 6-0 up, and he threw his toys properly out the pram, started slamming things around, and I can't deal with that. I withdrew completely.
Yeah, we have discussions about things like that. We all still do it from time to time. You're lucky you have a home. I'm homeless. You play from Q Academy. Oh, sorry. What is it now? Well, Q Academy. Sorry, it's still the same building. And if you're not there, why are you not there? What have you done? Have they kicked you out?
So yeah, anyway, this match with Illingworth. So yeah, I withdrew because not withdrew from the match, but I withdrew quite a lot during the match because I don't like confrontation, especially over a game of pool.
Pound for 50 quid.
Yeah, exactly. And
to be fair, I had the same flipping. I got.
Yeah, you did it at the same time as well, wasn't it?
Yes.
And yeah, so
Scott McMillan has joined.
really,
You should be paying attention to your own stream, boy.
Hello, doggy papa. How are you doing?
Have we got a full team tomorrow, Captain? Are you going to have to play for us? No, you play for the Bs or the Cs, don't you?
he's probably just joined to check on numbers, isn't he?
Damn it, he's beating me and he's only got 97.
So yeah, so anyway, Illingworth drew it back to about 12 all, and then I was like, no way, I'm not having this. Next 6 on the bounce.
Yes, John. Great shot.
That's a great shot. Great shot. Well controlled. He's got a little bit of angle here to come across the table. To get on the back. Oh, a bit harder. Just a little bit harder.
Cock out.
Oh, he's still got the cut.
Nah, yeah, I know, but cock out. Oh no,
Yeah.
the
What's
yellow's,
that,
the
cocktail
yellow's
or
in the
cock
way.
out?
Cock tap.
Cock tat.
You say that so
Cock
quick, sounds like cock out.
Cock it.
You just got to think now, Steve's daughter, the 11-year-old's thinking, Dad, what are they talking
I
about?
wonder if there's a snooker coming up here. Well, it's the same as you let the chickens out, isn't it?
Oh, what was that?
To be fair, that's it.
Where's the white gone? I was just focused on the yellow and the black.
For some cameraman, you're not paying attention, are you?
Well, I'd already just gone straight to the yellow and the black because he was in the way, so I couldn't see anything
Shocking.
at the table apart from that.
Excuses, excuses.
Is he moving that yellow now, do you reckon? Or normally?
Looks like it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't bother yet, personally.
Finish it with the skilly.
If he finished with a skilly with them that close, I'm going home.
Play with top. Play with top.
What, to push it a second time?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
so he doesn't go in off like matey boy
Did you see
earlier.
David McNamara's shot do that in the middle the other week?
No.
Oh my God. He had ball over the pocket, black in the centre of the table, and he played top on the black, potted the opponent's ball, black stayed where it was, white pushed it in.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
poor
yeah.
first
It
shot.
was an absolute incredible shot.
Yeah, I went for the safety. It was a poor first
I'm
shot.
not sure where I see with the point in what he just did there. That was a complete waste of 2 shots. Sorry, Aiden.
It's because he messed
You-
up the
if-
first shot.
I think you would have potted a ball or two first, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I would have sorted these 2 balls that are down on the cushion
Right.
out.
That's what he was hoping for. There you go.
There we go.
I think one or two of the backers are complaining about that kind of shot. Agree to disagree, because if you're clever, you'd play that same line but with less pace, because the ref can't call a deliberate foul
Yeah,
because
of
it's
course.
a genuine attempt.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
But I don't think the backers are looking at it like that. They're thinking, why even try that kind of shot?
Yeah.
Because from what I've been told, this is predominantly a world rules area, so they might not be necessarily thinking of a black ball situation. Maybe. It's just guessing.
Yeah, it is predominantly a world rules area.
And most world rules players, when they're given 2 shots, they don't think about taking their problem ball first, because in world rules, you'd leave that to last.
Yeah, but it's not that. We're on about getting out of the snooker there and the way he did it.
Right.
Because he ended up hitting yellow and potting the black, and
Yeah.
the backers behind me are moaning about that. But they've got to remember it's black ball. You've got to attempt it.
Yes.
And if they're not thinking of that, then maybe
Because the DF
John-
can be
yeah.
called and it'd be lost
Yeah,
of frame anyway.
John could have played exactly the same line, just took a bit of pace off it, and Ben wouldn't have called the deliberate foul because it was the correct line. You just didn't hit it hard enough. You've just got to make it, you've got to judge it to perfection.
You sneaky man.
Seen it, mate. I've
I'm
seen
only
it.
joking. I agree with you anyway.
don't think he wanted that to
I
drop.
think he should have played that with a little bit more pace.
He didn't
Kicked
want it
them
to
both
drop.
out.
He didn't want it to drop. That's why he's moaning. He was happy to take the pocket. Because if you watch, it's hit the knuckle quite a lot.
Yeah.
And yet that don't drop. It's strange, isn't it?
Hanging.
That really does look like it's hanging.
So we'll probably just cover the bag here.
They're all there. Doesn't need to. They all go. Don't play safe if you don't need to. You've got an 8-frame lead.
Power on.
See, that's a see. He played that big pocket. I wouldn't have. But again, I'm not knocking him. Each to their own.
Oh,
No, that's okay. He knew he had those balls up there, and I don't know if he was maybe trying to hit.
These are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No two ways about it. These are gone.
Do you reckon this is the ball that could he rattle?
Even I'll clear these up.
I think with the lead as well, he's
They
probably
must be easy
feeling a
then.
bit more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Shaun Barber, great stream, guys.
Correct
Thank you.
shot.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. To be fair, since day one, I can't lie, and it's not just because I'm working for him today, but Jakob has always had a good stream, even from the very beginning, even when it wasn't his stuff. He tried and made sure he was one of the best out there. And there's not many people out there that compete with the quality that he provides, and he's always trying to improve, and that's always good to hear.
Thank you very
fair
much.
So fair play to him. He tries to be a perfectionist.
He is a perfectionist.
Which is pretty frustrating to myself at times. It's got to be said. As you might have noticed earlier.
So we're going to have a 10-minute break here, I believe, as that's 25 frames played. The stream will be kept on because I believe Jakob is going to put the camera on the back wall just for you guys to have a look at, because there's some interesting pictures and old photos. See if you can recognise anything. Just a different design for the wall, I guess, for the owner. See you in about 10 minutes, guys.
You don't nick any in the pocket. Everything goes to the middle of the back.
But you know what I mean? He's got to start putting a fine line.
Well, he's got to reel off the next few double quick, really, because otherwise, when he gets to 20 before he gets to 10, he could be in serious trouble. Yeah, you want to see whether you're back in the also back in try.
Because through me from the free state, this could be embarrassing.
We'll see, mate. I think the next 5 frames all determine.
Well, this next big game is massive.
Yeah, next 5 frames. Next 5 frames. Key rules on next 5 frames.
If he can say
4-1.
yeah, say to you, 18 shots.
Yeah, then no good shout. Because you'll see John play, mate. He can reel off double quick. He's going. He can reel off 6 frames in half hour.
You're playing someone who could do the same, because he's in front, he's older.
Yeah, that's the thing. You didn't play Sadie Jones?
I would have, I didn't know those players. I never looked one of them like Steve. Shaun Storry.
I think just talking to Shaun was saying that today is a very, very, very good rival. And the balls are completely different. And Shaun said, to be honest, I don't think they can practice this not because he's quite well at white, the angle flows off that quite a few times. Whereas Shaun You ain't got to put it hard on these. It's always just sweet. It's sweet. You know, it's like, you'll always drink white out. It's so reactive. Well, especially a black ball, you can control it. Well, it's only got one shot. You switch to straight because you get your free shot and then you go back. Civil. Aiden got a shot, he put his hands up his face, and you've got to be respectful, but if you don't like someone, for me, I don't put my hand back up to him, like, it's like, just carry on. You know? Yeah, exactly, yeah, you got lucky, fuck you, I get it back.
Chris don't have no money going.
Not on his cards, he won't play. He's on the outfit. He has, mate, he's done very well. He's put their good days. He didn't play on the last week. Got on a beers from silly o'clock, not 9 in the morning, so now they're going to finish up. This time round, I remember playing that for almost 4 1 up in the evening. You want that, Natch? How's it doing? Wait till I get the Eagans in a minute. Too busy rummaging up money to play you. Really? Fucking hell. No, I think every week for the last couple of months I've been thinking, I'll put a bit of money aside each week. I'll never get round to it. And then literally my last payday, I was like, right, this is the money.
So welcome back, guys, after a 10-minute break. Sorry you were staring at a wall for quite a while. Luke, the owner of the club, wanted you to see his new decorated magazine wall. So Aiden has broke and he's chosen reds, and they all look like they are going to be sunk down and this frame will be over.
Put that camera in a good position.
And we are back.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Very nice.
You're welcome, Steve. The wall is lovely.
So Aiden seems to be running away with this match. I think that was a break dish.
I think this match is definitely running away from John here.
He needs to change his brake in this frame because he seems to be screwing back and ending up in that bottom left-hand corner. So he needs to change his brake. I think he needs to put a little bit of stun run through.
I think he needs to change everything at the minute because his standard game doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
So
He's not going to outpot Aiden. He needs to make it a bit tighter.
Well, he's changing his brake.
Yeah. Oh, he went off the back. He was lucky that wasn't a foul break.
That's it, Johnny, boy.
That's the way, Johnny! Can't keep putting them, John.
One way of making it tighter.
Just so you understand, guys, it's two balls have to pass the middle pockets, the imaginary line. As you can see, two balls clearly passed. It's another way of a tap break, basically.
Just
you don't see it that often.
Just a little containing safety there by Aiden. There's not much to go for at the minute.
But I'm glad John's thinking about something different. He's got to try something. If it doesn't work, fine. But don't regret not trying something different that you know that's in.
And he's 10
within
frames
your game.
behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Got
So
to make it tighter.
he's got to slow his opponent down. Make a game of it. You know, at least say, well, I tried. Not, I didn't bother trying anything else other than my normal game.
Yeah.
Because you'll be more disappointed than anybody else.
He's putting a load of right-hand side on that to put it safe on the cushion.
I think John is going to try and get Aiden to go for a colour first. Get him to try and open it all up. Okay, so I'll shut up now. I think that's the way I would have gone. I would have probably played safe again because nothing's really there yet. I'd have been making my opponent open it up because this is a difficult frame.
Now he's hampered. Good recovery.
So that's a nice shot. Commentators, we don't know nothing, do we? Absolutely nothing.
So remember to like and share the page, guys.
Got a bit lucky. Well, I say he's got lucky. I think he hasn't got a shot.
I'd just like to do a shout out to Pigeon Pool Promotions. They, Chris Patient runs these events very well. And also I'd like to shout out to Legends, where we're at in Braintree, Essex. It's a very nice little club. Got a bit of a crowd here watching the,
It's a cracking venue.
match.
Cracking little venue. Savannah's is the best pool club. It's definitely one of the famous clubs, I think, within the country. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of that club. I've been a couple of times. I've got smashed up every time on the table because the quality over there is just incredible. They play pool like as a job, you know, them guys over there. I know a couple of them. I'm getting to know a few of the players from over there because they play on the tour. Yeah, it's definitely a nice club. JJ does a very good job. David. Okay, so David's not a fan of. I believe he was talking about the break there. Not a fan. Yeah, it's a different one. You don't see it, do you, that often? You don't even think about it, to be fair. Any of you guys watching on YouTube that have Facebook, get onto Facebook and like the page so you can follow it for future events, and then get sharing the page. Let's get as many people on the page watching tonight's match. It's a great setup. It's like this every time.
That was a lovely little shot, wasn't it? A little nick off the yellow.
See, the break wasn't the problem there. That was the mistake that he made by missing the yellow at the top, but actually getting lucky that it dropped, but left no position. Robin, has Egan gone home? Did he even arrive? You got to leave the house first, haven't you, to go back home? It's probably slightly harsh because he has won 8 frames. Whether he's done it off his own back or not, he's, you know. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, body language isn't too bad. It's not showing that he's given up, but his game is showing that it's just gone. Unlike the last match where Richard, his whole demeanour, you could tell that he just didn't want to be in there. He'd had enough.
What a break that is. Look at the reds.
Oh, mate, yeah, that's a mammoth, absolute mammoth break. This is a little bit of ball control, a bit of dot to dot. This is all simple stuff. This is 10 out of 10 frame for clearing up on a practice table. So
I think he'll take the left hand middle and come off the one cushion.
I think he's not come far enough for how he wanted it. He's got into it way too much, and he's got lucky.
Whoa.
No, because you can see that red. He's got lucky. You can see that red, Charlie.
Well, yeah, you can see both reds.
But the other ones, he can now cut this in and get back on this red into the corner pocket or the middle.
It's deceiving on the stream. It looks like he's got way too much angle on it.
I'm lucky. I'm right behind it. Otherwise, yes.
I got too many screens in front
Okay,
of
he's
me.
got at the top. I wouldn't have expected that. That is
Oh, that's a hell of a shot.
an absolute blinding shot. That is so controlled.
Does that black ball pass the yellow to go middle bag?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that's what he'll be doing. Stunning.
Fair play. He made a mistake and he's made up for it.
Very nicely done.
Oh, hello, Jakob. You still here?
Lovely break dish.
I wasn't for a while, but now I am.
You've had your little power nap.
I'm like Casper, the friendly ghost. Occasionally just pop up. Who misses?
The way this is going to be an early night.
So, I was having a bit of a chat with Aiden earlier, and the next one of these events is at his club in Clacton. So we're going to be at Clacton next. He's also going to be having a few money matches, potentially a few of the Irish guys coming over, not the one that's playing today.
He never leaves Ireland unless it's for big money like this today.
So we might well be streaming some money matches from his too.
So that'd be at his club in Clacton-on-Sea.
That's right.
Pot Black.
Yep.
Haven't been there yet, so be looking forward to that one.
Well, that's the one that Sam streamed from for Jamie Thomas's match when I had to get him to go and stream for us.
When we were supposed to go, yeah, because I was poorly.
Indeed. Which time was that, babe?
When, yeah. Well, I know I was in hospital.
I'm just kidding.
See, another big break there, but nothing drops. So he's taking reds here. Get rid of the difficult balls at the top and make your way down the table.
I think it's getting a little bit to John. I'm sat right next to him and he's sat in his chair just shaking his head.
Yeah, I think the shake of the head is probably a bit more frustration that his break's just not happening. So it's not giving him any table time on his own break. And that's the most frustrating thing. If you don't get much table time on your opponent's break, you can go, okay, fair enough, it's not my break, you know. I'm not expected to win that break. You just want a chance. That's all you're after. But on your break, yeah, that's where the frustration kicks in, because that's where you want to be holding and winning your frames. You know, it's your break, it's your frame.
To get the control of the main colour that's going to get you through the match as well.
Well, it's
from the break. So the break is really important, especially
the game now. Yeah, it's massive. You ask the older generation to 20 years ago, if not before that, the break wasn't so big. It just because it was different rules. So you played a different way, the different style. But now the rules are changing, being tweaked all the time. It's more attacking, so you need a big break.
Up until 2 seasons ago, they still played old EPA rules in Banbury, and
they did in Toaster till last year.
And there were people in the league that would rather give away their break because it's old EPA rules.
Yes.
Because it was a disadvantage to break.
Crazy.
What is that about?
To be fair, the tables in Banbury are absolutely
awful.
So you wouldn't want to break or even play on them.
I'll tell you what, they won't be for long though.
Yeah.
Come mid-October, mate.
Come on. Enlighten people if you're allowed to.
I can't say too much.
Just watch this space.
But let's just say, come mid-October, there'll be somewhere decent to play.
And it won't be our home, even though that is the best table in Banbury at the moment.
By quite some margin.
There's not even any competition.
No.
Oh, what a shot.
That's a great shot.
What a beauty of a shot.
That is great. That is
it was
fair play.
even appreciated by John there. He gave a good slap on his legs to appreciate that shot. I have noticed that he has got really good sportsmanship, John. He has tapped his legs when there's been a good shot played by
He just
Aidan.
appreciates a good shot. That's
yeah,
you know.
and it's really nice to see.
Something tells me he's bitten off a little bit more than he could chew here.
Yeah. I just don't think he's playing to his best ability.
I know he's a good player,
today.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but I just think he's bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. Aiden's a very capable player by the looks of it.
It's a hard one to call, Jakob, because if only one player is playing, because he's always at the table, it's not. I don't know. It's a harsh judgment because if it was neck and neck, let's say, for quite some part of the match, then maybe you can say that. Maybe I don't know, because I think the main thing is John's break at the minute. That's been the worst. That's what's giving all the table time to Aiden. So I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Maybe we're all wrong.
But the scoreline definitely says it.
Oh God, yeah. Oh. See this is where you've got to make it count.
He's got to take this chance. And Reds are looking lovely. Just that one on the rail.
Move. Wow. Do you know what? I'd go yellows.
Yeah, there's only that one problem ball as well for yellows, isn't it? That one on the rail.
I'd be going yellows. Play the black into the yellow. Bring them both out. Bish bash bosh.
Which is what he's doing. No.
Okay, you don't have to move the
He
black
didn't
because the
have to,
black's
yeah.
not on the cushion anyway. But
Yeah, good shot.
yeah, yellows was definitely the colour there. So keep it simple. Come on. Oh my God. Jakob, we've got some ridiculous comment here. Aiden versus the real number one would be a good match.
Aiden has been trying to get a game with George so that he can take his money away from him for many years, he's told me earlier.
Really?
Yeah, but he's lost interest now because he just turns him down every time anyway.
Do you reckon that's because Aiden's too good?
Yes.
Fair enough. Do they know each other, like get along anyway, or is it just a random friendly request? Do you fancy a money game?
No, I think he just wants to take his money off him.
He's looked at it and gone, that'll be easy money.
I don't think he likes him particularly by the sounds of it.
No, okay, fair enough. Oh, here's another one for you. This is some interesting thing. Aiden had a ton against Ronnie in an exhibition, so he's got a lot of bottle and bags of ability.
Yeah, fair play.
Good finish there.
Was
He
a good
needed
finish.
that.
That's a confidence boost.
Yeah.
I know they were
And now it's his
standard,
break.
but standard is what costs you. We've seen it. We all do it.
I'll be interested to see what he does here on his break.
William Carter has joined. Hello, William. How are you doing? When are you playing for some money again? Or have you not found someone that's worse than you to take you up on your offer? Now, before you laugh, Jakob, that's literally what he does. He won't play anyone that's as good as him or better. He likes to find the people that don't play as good as him so he can take their money.
Is he any good?
Will can play.
Yeah. Compared to you? Tough question because I'm asking about you. Or what?
Yeah,
I know you're a little bit like me in that regard.
I never used to be. I'd sit here and say I'd smash him up, but I think that's for the people to decide. I think
All
Will
right,
wouldn't
all right,
want
I'll
to
put
play
it-
me. I
all
think.
right, I'll put it differently. In comparison to Illingworth, or is that still an awkward question? Because I've just asked you in comparison to you.
No, there's no comparison. Tony says my consistency to his is far greater. Just Tony has the experience. So, but I don't think Will would play Tony either because Tony can get so lucky and it frustrates you.
Fair enough.
But that's how he plays. So,
Okay.
like I say, I don't say I'm amazing, but I'd play Will. I get along with Will, but Will wants me to play his good friend Luke Clinton.
That was a nice little touch, that shot.
It was. Because me and Luke had I had a little spat at Luke for his behaviour, but we got past that. We get along quite well. We've had some matches. Luke's dished me up a few times over the last couple of months. We don't need a money match. We got past that. We've had to play each other quite a bit now. But I'd play Will, but he won't play me, I don't think.
Fair play.
Maybe you should play Will, Jakob.
I was just wondering that.
I think he'd play you. I'd say you're probably more consistent than Will, but I reckon he'd play you because I don't think there's a great deal in it. And that's not being rude because Will's not shit.
I'm about as consistent as porridge. And not ready break because that's actually quite consistent.
Depends what brand of porridge you buy.
So Paul on YouTube has called a good game, I reckon. Toby Bolt v Aiden.
So Lee Washbrook, just for the record, has just beaten Nathan Ellis.
Has he?
25-21.
Okay, so it was a close game. Toby Bolt versus Aiden.
I think that'd be a good game.
Toby has more of an all-round game, I think, than John. But Toby's just as attacking as John, I think.
Yeah, he is. Toby is attack.
But I think he has more experience, though, doesn't he?
Mhm.
So yeah, maybe.
I think that's a good call there, Paul.
I think if Toby has the home game, then yeah, I think that'll make it a bit more of a level.
Toby needs a home game. All he's done is played away games.
I've noticed that. God, I'm talking like I know Toby like the back of my hand, but I don't.
Does he even have a home?
I was talking to Toby the other day and he said his backers are getting quite annoyed because he's just playing away games and they'd like to be at one of his home games rather than travelling about because they've done a lot of travelling with him, which is understandable. So I suggested to him if he gets like a home and away leg with someone.
Yeah, rather than just one-offs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, good
guys,
idea.
you're picking out some names here because of how consistent really Aiden's playing. But he's been allowed to play this consistent. You've got to remember that. But do you reckon Aiden could cope with some of the real top dog money match players? Tom Cousins, Mark Boyle,
No.
Mark Farnsworth.
No.
This consistency he's playing now.
No.
Okay.
Because they know how to play against that,
Yeah, well, that's
is the answer.
yes.
And that's the only reason why I'm saying it. Because they would switch their game up to change that, manipulate him and the way that he plays, and then turn back onto playing dish fest themselves.
Yeah.
Once they'd wrecked his head a bit.
So that's probably a step just too far.
You look at most of the time when Mark Farnsworth's played Jordan Shepherd. Mark Farnsworth has beaten Jordan Shepherd nearly every time he's played him. Is he a better player? Or is he a better potter then, if you like? Is he a more consistent player? Maybe, maybe not. But he's a lot more experienced and he slows Jordan right down.
Yes. I don't think they're the best of friends either. I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Tony,
Although saying that, I think Jordan beat him last time they played.
yes, they did. He did. I like watching Jordan. He's quality.
Yeah, brilliant to watch.
Even his little quirks and whatnot he has, that's just him, and I think it's fantastic. You've got to have that in the game. You've got to have characters, haven't you? You've got to.
Oh, for sure.
Tony Alexander Burton, I want a game. What's your level,
There's
Tony? What do you play at?
There's pool tables all over the UK and other countries.
What kind of level are you at, Tony? Maybe you can enlighten some people. People might offer you a game, and depending on where you are based as well. So this is just another clearance. And there you go. Thank you very much. That's another frame.
That wasn't knocking Aiden at all, by the way, in what I just said.
No. It's
about
being
him
realistic.
Yeah. Aiden said himself during the break that he's not a pool player, he's a snooker player.
Yeah.
He's just come to play this because he can.
No, because it should have happened on 2-3 other occasions. Used to be a good 9-ball player, County A Essex. Okay. Well, to be fair, when you play on buckets like that, it can make anyone look good. When you can hit a ball halfway up the rail and for it to still drop, that's disgusting.
That's very true. Tell him to have a go at Chinese 8-ball and see how he fares.
That's why 9-ball is so boring to watch on TV. You have to have the atmosphere, the characters, to make the game interesting, because the game is boring itself. I think that's why there's no money in it, because there's nothing.
Pigeon, he primarily does 9-ball. Plays on the GB9 tour.
Does he?
Does like he with someone else does the streaming for the GB9 tour, and the first event that we did with him was 9-ball.
9-ball is harder than it looks. I've played it, and it can be, but Jesus Christ, dude, those pockets are huge. Make the pockets tighter, then let's see. But that's why it's cost you like a £5 or nothing to go and watch. I went to the 9-ball World Cup semi-final and final, and it cost me £15 for the semi-final and final session. That is nothing. You wouldn't get that in snooker or in other events. That's the big cheese. Yeah, that's brilliant.
And that is improvisation.
County A for Essex. Okay. Oh, John McAllister's joined. Probably a bit late now, bud. There's only probably two frames left the way this is going. It's nothing against John, but it's just not happening for him. But it's nice to see another big name having a look on the stream, seeing what's going on.
Good evening, sir.
There's another one for you. What would Aiden match up to John McAllister?
No.
Okay.
In my opinion. And again, that's not me dissing Aiden at all.
Just John's still a bit too consistent still.
Yeah. Over a short race, maybe.
Okay.
But a race to 25, no, I don't think so.
There's a classic shot there of why, maybe.
Maybe.
I wouldn't play you at 9-ball, mate. I can't stand the game. I used to play and I'd had enough. Thank you for the offer, though.
Although it does seem that Aiden's got a pretty good all-round game because of his snooker background.
Yes.
Having said that, that was a good recovery from where he was. And I think that shot just there and the way that it was carried out was a good sign that John just wants to go home.
Yeah.
No offence, John. Nice shot.
I'll play black ball then. I like your enthusiasm to try and get in a match, but it's just not going to happen.
Ooh. The funny thing is, like, most people, having just played that shot, would probably be pretty peeved. But because the score is 23-19, he's just not really that bothered.
23-9, not 19.
Sorry, 9, yeah, 23-9, sorry. He's just not really that bothered.
No.
It's just like, oh well.
To be fair, he's not really left a lot, even with that shot.
He kind of just shook his head and went, no.
You know what? When it rains, it pours, doesn't it? See, look, I think he's just left that. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's left it because he's looking at the cutting line. It's into the pocket. See what I mean? When it rains, it pours. And I think a lot of John's fans have now just disintegrated and gone home or gone to the bar. They're not paying attention. They know it's over. Oh, he's not potted it though, but it's still in favour.
John looked over it then as if to say, for God's sake, why can't you just pot it?
There you go. Aiden versus Shaun Storry. Someone said. That'll be a good match, I think. From off what I've seen today. Because they've both been gifted. See, like that. I mean, what the hell? What was the gap for? Why was there a gap?
He did have to swerve it.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah, still. Now, that raises an interesting question. You just said Aiden v Shaun Storry, right? Who we watched earlier pull off dish after dish.
Shaun
in that
didn't.
match.
Shaun didn't.
Didn't he?
No.
I thought there was quite a few dishes.
Shaun's 19 of his 25 were not dishes.
Oh,
so he did 6,
okay.
whereas 12 of the 14 of Richards were dishes.
Fair enough. How bizarre. Isn't that funny? Do you know what? I had a race to 15 with someone not a million moons ago, and I broke dish 5 times, and I still lost.
If I recall, he still had 4 reverse dishes and 5 break dishes.
Who?
Shaun
Shaun.
Storry.
Yeah, he had 6
And
dishes
then-
overall.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean the other one, sorry.
Yeah, the
'cause
other
he
one-
had
the-
6 break
yeah,
dishes and
yeah.
5 reverse dishes, but the other one had 4 break dishes and 5 reverse dishes.
So, yeah, not six dishes overall.
Yeah.
Shaun had.
It was good quality
Oh
in
yeah,
regards to dishing.
yeah. I'm not. You can't. Come on, why not? I'm a 9-ball player. I can't handle them pockets on a 6-footer.
He's just a bucket man.
No, it's not happening.
Sorry, William. Yeah, I did go a bit
To be
quiet.
fair, whether or because I just kept running. How
Give
quick
him-
is the table?
Give him an 8-inch pocket and he'll pot it if he can.
Tell you what, Tony, give me a start.
You can see it in his eyes that he's got a battering ram.
I'm going to treat this. I'm going to play like it's like Penners does. Give me a start.
Come on. We could get a proper good song coming off this.
I'm heckling here. Behave. Give me a minute. Right, John has to make this count as well. Get to double figures, and then that was a nice bit of queuing. Tony's just replied laughing, going, "Bucket man, love it."
He really needs to dig deep here, doesn't he? Can't lose another frame. It's a tall order for anyone.
As I said earlier, the last frame is always the hardest. And when you've got nothing to lose, you kind of just flow.
That's very true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we might. I mean, I know he's just made this black a bit tough, but
Drop. Oh, I really wanted that to drop.
We might actually just see the best of John in these next couple of frames, possibly.
If there are a couple of frames.
Well, yes, if. What's my level?
That's a good shot.
I'm County A as well for Northampton. But that's not the point. Still want to start. I'm useless. I don't know what end to use when playing. So he's just got one difficult ball that I think he's going to leave till last. Which it doesn't really matter at the minute because he knows there's chance after chance to come.
He'd just play this gently up the rail, wouldn't he? Might put a little bit side on it to make it hug. No.
See, I know he wanted to finish it, but it don't matter. He knows that.
Got a little smile on his face.
So apparently, apparently, John destroyed Shaun the other day. Give him a bit of a hammering when they had a knock.
What, John Egan destroyed Shaun?
Mm-hmm. Someone's just put. But Shaun's
Lovely.
just so more consistent. That's just the difference.
In the words of Galloway, that's the difference.
So, by the look of... Sorry. So, JJ's put that I think John's not in much good form at the minute. He's not doing well in the leagues. He's not playing county. He's not doing XYZ. I don't think that's an excuse, though, because if you know how you have a money match, you try to prepare for this.
I was going to say, why would you play a 16 grand money match if you hadn't been playing?
That's my point. I bet he has been playing. I know, all right, form's form, okay, but there's no excuse. You know what kind of game's coming. See, that's unlucky. All the way around the table, hits the ball, goes in.
I do like the spirits that this game's played in, though.
Yeah, Aiden just apologised there because one of his mates just cheered because the white went in, so he apologised to John because he don't agree with that. Which is fair enough, I like that. As you said, Jakob, it's good spirit.
Like I said earlier, I've seen John also tapping his leg in appreciation of good shots that Aiden's played. So there's good sportsmanship between these guys, which is good to see. It's how it should be.
That's just cheeky. I'll be 12 points in before we start. Hey, I will be, but probably 12 pints of water. No harm in asking for a start, is there? You don't know unless you ask.
Yeah, of course not.
How about I play him with a start?
Yeah, Jakob will back you.
Would you take on a bird? I could barely hold a cue.
No, she's lying. She knows how to play. She
Ah.
might not play that often, but she knows how to play.
You play with the rest, right?
Some people do, the way they play.
I'd like to have a rest.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe in about 2 minutes.
I think
Not
this
sure it'd
match
be
is
that long.
over, guys.
One delicate little shot here. And that is all she wrote, I think, guys. I'm not being funny, but this has been ridiculously comfortable. Yeah, that wasn't really a competition. I feel sorry for John a little there because he got no run whatsoever. He was fighting his game left, right and centre, just nothing there. But fair play to Aiden, he punished everything and just took everything with both hands. Fair play. Good to watch.
I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's tuned in and liked and shared our page. If you haven't already, please go onto our Facebook page and like it. We'd like to thank Legends for their hospitality. It's a great little venue. If you haven't been here, pop down. It's in Braintree, Essex. And a big shout out to Pigeon Pool Promotions who set this all up. It's a very well run event. And thank you very much to Anthony Mason, our commentator for the day.
You're welcome.
And
Something different for me.
And also Ben, our referee, who's worked hard in both our matches. It's been a great day.
Yeah, the referee, Ben, he's awesome. Fantastic. He's got his own website. You should check it out.
Poolref.com.
Yeah. He's get booking him in for your matches and for tournaments. He's brilliant. He's so enthusiastic for it. He'll help anybody out.
And if anyone's interested in playing in a money match, get in touch with Chris Patient at Pigeon Pool Promotions. I'm pretty sure he'll sort you out. There's plenty of money matches that he organises. He's trying to do one every month. So if you're interested, even if it's just a small amount, get in touch. We'd like to say thank you from Elite 8 Ball TV.
And
Cheers,
from our
guys.
new commentator, Mr. Mason.
Thank you.
Great job, mate.
Good night all.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.